Salams and welcome. Thank you for joining me in part number 175 in this fabulous book, Muhammad Sal'lal'laa'hu A'layhi Was'sallam, his life based on the earliest sources. We are now busy with chapter number 58, which is Peace and War. During the month which followed, so now we're talking about the time in Medina after Battle of Uhud, and things were not yet peaceful. There were times of peace, and there was still a constant threat from the Quraysh in Mecca. Right. So during the months which followed, soon after the new year of AD 626, and we know that Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam passed away in 633. So this is about 626, about 6-7 years before the Prophet ﷺ passed away. Then Fatima, his beloved daughter, radiallahu anha, gave birth to another son. Subhanallah. We know that she first gave birth to Hassan, Al-Hassan radiallahu anh. Then the Prophet ﷺ was so pleased with the name Al-Hassan that he now named the younger brother Al-Hussein. Subhanallah. Al-Hassan and Hussein, subhanallah, which means the little Hassan. And that is the little beautiful ones. Well, what beautiful names, Al-Hassan and Hussein. And we know so many people. I know some of my friends who are known as Hassan and Hussein. There's some family people where one brother is called Hassan, the other one is called Hussein, subhanAllah, right? About the same time, his new wife Zainab. So remember the new wife, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the one who was looking after the poor. So the new wife of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Zainab radiallahu anha, the mother of the poor, she fell ill and she died less than 8 months after the Prophet ﷺ had married her. He led her funeral prayer and buried her in Jannat al-Baqi, not far from the grave of his beloved daughter Ruqayya radiallahu anha. The next month, his cousin Abu Salama died of a wound from Uhud. So look at the injuries are still continuing. So severe injuries. And from a medical point of view, I can tell you, these were not easy injuries. There was probably a lot of infection in the wounds because it was around in the desert sand. Severe injuries, maybe some ligaments are torn, bones are fractured. So there's probably blood loss, infection set in. And the main thing is pain. Pain and discomfort. Analgesics were not that easily available. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the best, right? So the next month, his cousin Abu Salama died of a wound from Uhud, which had closed too soon and broken out afresh. So this wound had burst open again. The Prophet ﷺ was with him at the end and prayed for him as he was breathing his last. And it was the Prophet ﷺ who then closed his eyes as his soul left his body, subhanallah. Abu Salama and his wife had been a most devoted couple, and she had wanted him to make a pact with her that if one of them had died, the other would not marry again because they loved each other so much. But he told her that if he died first, she should marry again, and then he prayed. He made a dua for his wife. Now look, this is the love that he's got, and there are many men who love their wives with such intensity. And let's listen to the dua that Abu Salama made for his wonderful wife. And he said, God grant Salama after me a man who is better than me, one who will cause her no sadness and no hurt. What a beautiful prayer, right? So 4 months after his death, listen to this, absolutely magnificent. Look at that dua. Look at that dua and look how the dua is fulfilled. So 4 months after his death, the Prophet ﷺ came and asked for her hand in marriage. So what? Absolutely magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. She replied that she feared that she was not a suitable match for him. And she said, I am a woman whose best time has gone, and I am the mother of orphans. What is more, I have a nature of exceeding jealousy. And thou, O Messenger of God, thou already has more than one wife. So the Prophet ﷺ answered, look at the magnificent answer that Nabi ﷺ gave to her. He said, as to your age, I am older than you. As to your jealousy, I will pray to God, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to take it away from thee. And as to thy orphan children, God and His Messenger will take care of them. SubhanAllah. Look at the way that He relieved all her burdens, all her worries in one short sentence, but pregnant with meaning. Look at the absolute great meaning in that. And the way that Abu Salama made dua for his wife Salama is a lesson that we must all learn. That Allah, and we always make dua for this, and this is a dua that I make for you, and a dua I make for me, that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove obstacles from your way. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your duas, and this is the important part. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you even more than what you expect from sources you never could imagine. Right? So when Abu Salama made a dua that he wants someone better than himself, never in his wildest dreams did he think that it would be Nabi Sal'lal'laa'hu Wasallam, not just better than him, but the best of the best, subhanAllah. And this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants our duas. And so you must always think of a dua as a cake, right? So let us say you are making dua, that your dua is a cake. So I make dua for you, right? You say, Ya Allah, give him the cake. That means your dua is a cake. I don't know what your dua is. Whether your dua is for children, whether your dua is for money, whether your dua is for rose in your business, whether your dua is for your studies, whether your dua, maybe you're going to doing an import-export agency or company, whatever your dua is. My dua is for you that may Allah give you that full cake. Your dua is a cake, may Allah give you the full cake. But my dua is the bonus. I want Allah to give you one more. So my dua is that Allah must give you the cake, Allah must give you icing on the cake, Allah must put strawberries on the cake, and Allah must give you cherries on the top. That means it is much more than you ever expect. Subhanallah, magnificent dua, right? That's for you and your family. So look at this beautiful way in which Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam alleviated all her concerns, and he told her, I am older than you. As to the jealousy, I will pray God to take it away from thee. As to thine orphan children, God and his messenger will take care of them. And so they were married. And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam lodged her in her house, which had belonged to Zainab, right? So despite what she had said of her age, Salama was still in her youth, no more than 29 years old. She had been only 18 when she had emigrated to Abyssinia with Abu Salama. As regards her jealousy, she rightly feared that this marriage would put her to the test, and she was, nor was she alone in having such fears. Aisha radiallahu anha had accepted Hafsa radiallahu anha without difficulty, and she had also accepted Zainab. But with this new wife, it was different. Partly, no doubt, because she herself was older. Being almost in her 14th year, she had often met Salama, and it was together with her that she had made the preparations for Fatima radiallahu anha's wedding. But she had never looked on her as a possible rival. Now, when everyone in Medina was talking of the Prophet ﷺ's new marriage to Salama, and of the great beauty of Salama, of the bride of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, then Aisha radiallahu anha was a bit troubled and a bit apprehensive, right? And she said, I was grievously sad for what they told me of her beauty. So I made myself agreeable to her that I might observe her closely. And I saw that she was many times more beautiful than what they had said about her. I told Hafsa of this, and she said, Nay, this is nothing but your jealousy. She is not as they say. Then she also made herself agreeable to Salama that she might let her own eyes judge. And she said, now this is what Hafsa then said after she observed Salama. She said, I have observed her, but she is not as thou sayest, nowhere near, yet she is indeed most beautiful. Subhanallah. Then Aisha radiallahu anha said, then I went to see her again, and she was, by my life, as Hafsa had said, yet was I jealous. Subhanallah. To have two or more wives, the husband needs to be a man of fortitude and strength to be able to work through these dynamics. Subhanallah. So the time was drawing near for the second encounter at Badr. Remember at the Battle of Uhud, Hafsa challenged Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to say, we're going to meet you still at Badr. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam then went out waiting for him, and then the Quraysh did not come. But let's continue. Let's see what happens. The time was drawing near for the second encounter at Badr, in accordance with Abu Sufyan's parting challenge after Uhud, a challenge which the Prophet ﷺ had accepted. But it was a year of drought, And Abu Sufyan saw that there would be not even a blade of greenery for the camels and horses to eat on the way. So he was worried. He said, there's a drought here. How do I go all the way to Badr? All the fodder for the expedition would have to be brought with them from Mecca, and their stores were already depleted. But he shrank from the dishonor of breaking the tryst which he had himself proposed. It was desirable that Muhammad Sal'la'laa'hu Was'sallam should be the one to break it. So Abu Sufyan was not really keen on going, but the Arab honor, the chivalry, the honor, the pride, to say, I need to go out there. I can't be ashamed because we are the people of the Quraysh. We are the people of the Kaaba. I'm going to rather wait. Muhammad is not going to come there. Let him be ashamed. Let him break our meeting. Let him break the trust. And although they use the word trust is a difficult word, the word trust means meeting. So let him break our meeting place, that appointed place, which is Badr. And remember, our trust with Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, our meeting with Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is where? At the pond of Kauthar. Don't forget, when you're on the day of judgment, just remember, look at the time. Say, hey, we need to meet Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Our trust, our meeting with Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is at the pond of Kauthar. So I'd like to see you there. I'd like to see me there. I'd like to see you there. Everyone you love, your parents, your children, grandparents, grandchildren, whoever you love, your friends, everyone. The ummati must be there. The entire ummah of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, past, present, and future. Currently, we are 2 billion. And imagine from the 1400 years ago, there were probably billions upon billions. So my dua for me, my dua for you, my dua for my family, my dua for your family. May we all meet at the pond of Kauthar. That trust, that beautiful meeting with our beloved Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam at the pond of Kauthar, where he will give us that glass, just a sip, one sip. We can drink as much as you want to. There's no limit to how much you want to drink. But the first sip is going to remove your thirst forever. But just to meet Nabi Sallallahu, imagine, to meet Nabi Sallallahu, to see him. Wow. Absolutely amazing. And then imagine the greater joy of that. Then we say we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveals his magnificent and beautiful countenance to us. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Wow, this Deen al-Islam is an absolutely amazing deen. We must make a lot of thanks, shukr, lakh shukr. Have gratitude to the Creator Supreme for choosing us to be Muslims. Where would we have been if we did not have Deen al-Islam? Where? We would have been lost. We would have been lost. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah.